Before we get started with the questions, I almost forgot. GuitarPlayback.com, which is my website on which you're going to find all my courses, all my backing tracks, and all that, has a 20% off sale off of everything. All you need to do is to enter the promo code SPRING at checkout. SPRING. Thank you. Yes, kids are taking a nap. Well, kind of. It's quieter in the house. If you still hear some screams and some things going on, it's okay. My kids just hate naps, but they're going to stay in there for a couple of hours, and I'm going to do this video. Today's Wednesday. It's Q&A day. I'm going to answer 3 questions that you guys have asked through the last week. And if you have any new questions, leave them below. And, well, let's get started with question number 1. Question number 1 is from CHL9136. I was wondering if you could do a video on your Axe-Fx presets or your own presets that you have set up and that you use in your videos. So first of all, thank you for asking this question. I get quite a few questions on tone, and I appreciate the questions, but I'm always a little, I never really know how to answer them. Well, I do know how to answer them, but I'm always thinking that you guys are going to be really disappointed. But I will tell you the absolute truth. The truth is that I tried multiple times, and I've been playing for 25 years. And I just don't get into tweaking tone. I love playing with good tone, but I don't like setting up pedals. I don't like tweaking sounds. As a matter of fact, I hate doing it. I just really dislike doing it. And I've always felt a little different. I guess I am. But when I talk to my fellow guitar players who talk about certain types of amps, certain type of tubes, certain type of effects, I usually nod and kind of pretend that I know what they're talking about. And I have a rough idea, but not that much, unfortunately. And you might ask, well, what about your reviews? You seem to know what you're talking about. I do, because I get the item that I review, like whether it's a pedal, guitar pedal, a software, or whatever. And I get it because it's interesting to me, and then I read the manual and I play with it, and I just throw out in the video the information that I learned. But most of it is by reading the manual. Anyways, so the question was about my tone. Pretty much, well, I think all of them, all of the sounds that I use. Today, I'm using the Axe-Fx 2. I've been using it for 6-7 years. I love it. But all those sounds that you hear are either factory presets that came built in the machine, or presets that I've downloaded on the Axe-Fx website, the preset website. And I tweak them a tiny bit, but when I say tweak, really what that means is tap the delay so that it matches my song, add a little bit more delay, take away a pedal in here and there, but most of them are really just factory presets. That's the truth. Now, as far as the sounds that I use, I kind of really use, I've got one main sound that is, that's the heaviest tweaked sound, but it's built from a factory preset, and then I still played around with it. That's the latest version is called Sloan's Patch. It's available. I will leave the link below to all my presets on the Axe Exchange website. But I've got that. That's my main sound. That's the one I used in, well, pretty much all the lessons that I have on my channel here. I've got a heavier sound that's kind of based on a Petrucci type of lead, and then I've got a clean sound that I used in the recent clean videos. 3 sounds, factory presets. I'm sorry, I can't really go further than that because I'm going to start making things up, and I'm not the best guy to ask about tone. That's the truth. That's my answer to that question. Thank you for asking it. I'll leave all the links below to download my presets. Okay, the second question is from Joan Cat. Thanks, Joan. Here's the question. could you please make a video about how you plan your practice session and how to organize this journal you've mentioned? So yes, I have mentioned that before. I haven't done it lately because life, kids, uh, bills, work, walks, projects, whatever. I want to get back into it. I'm actually getting back into a practice routine. But yes, I wanted to show that on a video because when I was, I think it was between the age of 18 and 22, back when I was born and raised in France. I'm French. I moved to the United States 12 years ago, but back then I was in France and I didn't have a job, and my job was to learn guitar. Basically, I said that for myself, and I had a journal. I tried to find the original journal. I couldn't find it. It's somewhere, probably in the closet over there. I just couldn't find it. But it would kind of look like something like this. I will give you an idea. I've got a notebook here, and the way I'd plan my practice session would be something like this. Let's say that I'm doing it for myself. Let's say that I'm planning tomorrow's practice session. I've got my notepad here, and I've got to be realistic. Let's say that I've got an hour to practice. So today's Wednesday, so this is going to be for Thursday. And I've got an hour to practice. So I'm always going to start with some warm-ups, maybe massages if I need to. And again, that comes from that Petrucci video that I told you about. But let's start with 5 minutes where I'm going to do some chromatic warm-ups. Okay, so I've got my 5 minutes of warm-ups, and usually I would have, if I didn't really know what kind of exercise to do, I would stick a tab in here, or if I did it on a computer, I would drag and drop the tab, just so that I know exactly what I'm going to do. 5-minute warm-up, and I'm going to plan my tempo also. Always use a metronome. Let's say that I'm doing that. It's a warm-up, so maybe 65 BPM, okay? It's important to write that down. And then, again, I've got to be honest with where I'm at, but let's say that alternate picking is really something I need to work on. So I'm going to do maybe 10 minutes of alternate picking, 3-note per string, for example, and I will write down my tempo. Let's say that I'm at 95 beats per minute. That's my 15 minutes. Then I'm going to do 2 minutes I'm going to do some massages. It's really, really important to have that time. So I'm at 17 minutes. Later on, I'll add a 3-minute massage thing so that it's even. After that, maybe I'll do 5 minutes of, learning a new scale, for example. Let's say that I'm working on the Phrygian dominant. And I'm just learning it, so there's no real tempo here. I'm memorizing positions. And then after that, I'm going to do 15 minutes where I will maybe combine some alternate picking plus that Phrygian dominant thing. I'll do that at 90 beats per minute, for example. Anyways, all that together, you just add your tasks until you have your 1 hour plan, and that's for tomorrow. So tomorrow, all I need to do is grab my guitar, my metronome, open my book, and I know exactly what to do. And today with the smartphone, it's easy. You have your timer and you time everything. Once I reach the 5 minutes of chromatic warm-ups, I move on to alternate picking and so forth. If you're doing 2 hours, try to incorporate into that some breaks where you walk around, like 3 minutes, you walk around, water break, and it's really important, just like an actual training workout. Once I'm done with my session, I'm going to prepare the next one. So that's going to be Friday. Let's say that I finished Thursday. At the end here, I'm going to plan my Friday. I'm going to look at this, and through that day, maybe I I felt that I was really struggling with that at 95 beats PM. So I really need to work on this particular thing. So I'm still going to have my, let's say, 5-minute chromatic warm-ups, always warm up. And then I'll do 10-minute alternate picking, but this time I will alter the tempo at maybe 85 beats per minute. And then do a little bit of massage, and then I'm going to go back to that. Another 10 minutes, maybe at, 100 beats per minute. So the Friday's workout is influenced by the previous one. It's important to do that kind of thing. That's really going to help you day by day, and you'll see progress. And after a year, if you go back, you'll see where you were because you get your tempos. So that's basically how I would plan my practice session, and I really encourage you to do that. But the key is to plan your practice session ahead of time for the next day, for example. So you have an hour. You work on that hour, and at the end of the hour, make sure that you take 5 minutes to plan the next day. And the next day is going to be very similar to that day that you just did, but you might adjust some things because you're taking note as you practice. Maybe that tempo is a little bit higher than you want it to be, so you lower it down, or some things are going to come out in your practice session that you're going to feel that you need to work on that. And so it's an evolving thing, but really make sure that you plan the next day's practice. And the third question today is from Anadi Zilkic. I'm not sure how to pronounce your name. I'm sorry if I mispronounced it, but thank you so much for this. Hi, David. Did you ever get any hand-wrist pain caused by playing guitar? And if yes, how did you approach the problem? So yes, there's one instance in my life where it really happened. Now when I practice, yes, I still get a little bit of pain, but it's the good kind of pain. It's the pain that tells you, I accomplished something, it feels good. And, if you got the adrenaline kicking in, and I like that. But the time where it was really bad was back home, back in France when I was 18 this time. So I started playing when I was 15, if you're wondering. And when I was 18 or 20, I can't remember. Anyways, Ibanez, France, organized this huge national guitar competition. And you had to film yourself. So at the time, there was no YouTube or anything like that. You had to send the VHS tape to Ibanez, and they would select 3 winners. So you had to play a composition piece with a backing track, and then another composition piece with no backing track, just you playing your guitar. And I made it to the top 3. So that is awesome. And the final round was live in front of the Music Institute equivalent in France. That is in Nancy, France. And then it was back in, that was a while back. Like I said, I think I was younger than 20. So that is a long time ago. I'm almost 40. And so I would rehearse that piece, that composition, because we had to play that over and over, same movements over and over and over. And 2 days before the actual competition, I had to take a train all the way, because I'm from South France, and Nancy is northeast type-ish. My geography sucks, but around there. And 2 days before taking the train, woke up, my hand is paralyzed. Literally paralyzed. I can't move it. Nothing I can do. And I was like, okay, this is over. My career is over. I'm done. Dramatic young David. And anyways, I went to the doctor. They gave me a cortisone shot, and that helped. And it was carpal tunnel syndrome, and it really started bad. Ever since, really, I've been varying my exercises, because the reason I did that is I was doing the same movement over and over, the same song thousands of times, literally before the contest. And that shot really helped. And ever since, I think it's after that I started doing my practice journal, where I would really vary the exercises and really careful not to do the same exact thing more than, an hour and a half in a row, probably less than that, because it's that repetition that triggers some muscle fatigue, and that can be bad. But I'm not a doctor. Just be careful. Obviously, you can massage. There's that section in the Petrucci I was DVD, but when I bought it, it was a VHS around the same time, or he had a section on massage. I still use those massages. They're really good when you warm up. But that's just be careful. And but that's my cue. Yep. Hello. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much, everyone, for asking these questions. If you have new questions, leave them below. I will pick the ones that I want to answer next Wednesday, and it could be guitar related, music business related, gear related, whatever. Thank you for your support watching my channel. Really appreciate you guys. I'll see you next week, and keep an eye on my channel. I've got more videos coming regularly. Thank you, everyone. Practice well. I'll see you next time.